I see you again, when I see you again.
I think we have P9. Very good race, Jules. Finally, 11 points.
When I see you again.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Jules Bianchi Tribute Career Mode, and in this episode we head off to Belgium, my favourite circuit on the calendar, which is Francorchamps in the Ardennes Forest. Been to the circuit a few times, so hopefully the extra knowledge will help us out today.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's look at the grid order for today's race while the cars make their final preparations.
So it looks like this is our worst qualifying of the season, starting behind both Caterhams in 21st place. This is what the top 10 looks like. Wow, Hamilton's on the second row. Massa's on pole. That is unbelievable work by the Brazilian driver. Alright, we're on the grid here. As you can see, we've got a wet race this time around. This will be the first wet race you guys have seen, as Austria was unfortunately lost, as I spoke to you before. So, fortunately for us, there's no need to really change the strategy. It's just intermediate tyre, then coming in on lap number 5 for the intermediate tyres again.
Okay, don't worry about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
The engineer is absolutely spot on as we get underway in Belgium. We're going to try and stick to the inside line because not many cars seem to have covered the inside line. I know it's quite a tight entry, but we does gain you a bit of track position. We're up to 12th, no 13th. Hulkenberg has managed to repass us on the outside as we head down the hill to one of the most famous corners in the history of Formula 1, and that is Eau Rouge. Going up the hill now, look at Hulkenberg and Kvyat going side by side through Eau Rouge, and that's forced us to brake a little bit and lose a little bit of momentum coming onto the Camel Straight. And now Verne behind us is looking quite dangerous, looking to try and pass us, but we've gone down the inside of Kvyat and now down the inside of Hulkenberg into Les Combes, and we're up into 11th place by the start of the second sector. We're now going to cut to halfway around the lap. We're coming towards the end of the second sector. We're caught up to Kevin Magnussen, who we've had a bit of a rivalry with over the past few races after his incident in Hungary. But we've managed to go down the inside of Magnussen, going into Stabilo as we head on to the second fastest part of the circuit. Apologies there. As we're coming into Blanchimont and try and take this flat out as possible. We've gained a little bit on the Ferraris in front. As you can see, we're going to go for a dive bomb past both Ferraris into the bus stop chicane, coming onto the main straight to start lap number 2. We're up into 8th place now, chasing after Jenson Button. And look at this, the Ferraris having a very good ding-dong battle as we come across the start-finish line. We're now going to cut to the replay here. As you can see, we went a little bit right out of Blanchimont, but we managed to go down the inside of both Ferraris. The wet has allowed us to do that a little bit easier. If it was in the dry, I might have overshot that, but as you can see, the Ferraris having a very good battle between each other despite us overtaking them and costing them both time. We're now off in pursuit of Jenson Button. We've lost a little bit of time coming out of La Source, combined with the fact that Button is in the slipstream of a Williams in front, combined with his Mercedes power as well. As we come through Eau Rouge, we managed to take a lot more speed through the corner compared to Button in front. We did go a little bit wide on the exit, but we do get away with it. As you can see, the amount of speed we managed to take through that corner has resulted in us catching up to Jenson Button on the Camel Straight. We're going side by side as we come into Les Combes, and we've made the move stick, and we're up into 7th place. Next up is Valtteri Bottas, and as you can see, we're going to get pretty close to him coming up into the top part of the circuit. Now as we head down towards Rivage, we're going to try having a look round the outside here, going side by side with the Williams. I think we've got the move done. Bottas is still slightly in front of us. We're going to go into got the inside line into the corner with no name. We've taken 6th place, but Bottas is still behind us, and he's still going to have a go coming into Pouhon. You see the front wing of the Williams was just on the left hand side there, so I did give him a little bit of space. Had to go a little bit wide into the corner. We've maintained track position. This is on board Bottas now. As you can see, you're going to notice us coming round the outside there, very late in fact. So Bottas may have not seen us coming, but luckily for us, he gives us the room going into the corner with no name. But he's still got the very good drive off that corner to go side by side with us coming into Pouon, but was unable to make the move stick, and we were able to hang it round the outside. We've now cut to the third sector of the second lap. We've caught up to the back of both Red Bull drivers. Ricciardo is just behind Sebastian Vettel in this particular case, but you'll notice I actually have to brake to avoid hitting hitting Ricciardo in front. That just shows how slow the Red Bulls are in this particular part of the circuit. We are going to do the same thing as what we did on both Ferraris the previous lap and overtake both Red Bulls down the inside into the bust-up chicane. We're now up into 4th place. I think Vettel's now under attack from Ricciardo. As you can see, yeah, as I quickly look back, we're now going to cut to the replay on both Red Bull drivers. This is how the move was done. It was a very similar move to what we did the previous lap, as this is on board Sebastian Vettel's point of view. It didn't see us coming just yet, but there you go. There's the Marussia just coming in front of him. Now Vettel has got to deal with Ricciardo on his outside and onto the main straight. You can see Ricciardo is slightly ahead of him. I think he's actually lost 2 places in the space of 2 corners there. We've now cut up to Eau Rouge for the start of lap number 3. Look how much speed we've managed to carry through that corner compared to Felipe Massa's. Look at how much we've gained time on the Williams in front, but because of the Williams' straight line speed due to the Mercedes engine, we're unable to make a move down the straight, but we were better on the brakes than him. We go down the inside into Les Combes and take 3rd place. Look at that, we're already up into the podium positions by lap number 4. We've got about just over 3 seconds between us and Hamilton. I mean, normally we'd be Mercedes would be long gone by then, but because of the fact, I think, because of the weather and the fact that Massa was on pole, he held up the Mercedes a little bit. So that has allowed us to keep us in a bit of a touching distance. I think a race win might be on for us today. As you can see, we're going to cut across the line, come across the line again. We've set the fastest lap and we've cut the gap to Hamilton to round about, or under 2 seconds now, to head into our source. Lose a little bit of time there. We're now going to cut to the end of the lap. This is actually our pit stop lap, lap number 5. Hamilton decided to carry on there, but we're going to come into the pits to change our intermediates and put on a fresh set of intermediates. And hopefully this possible undercut could help us jump Hamilton once he makes his pit stop.
Complete, go now.
Another fantastic job there by the Marussia pit crew there. As we come out of the pits now, we're going to rejoin, possibly ahead or behind the McLaren, Kevin Magnussen. There you see the McLaren just going through, heading up to Eau Rouge now, but we're probably going to gain a massive amount of time once again going through Eau Rouge by taking a lot more speed in. But I've made a little bit of a mistake. The tyres are cold, so I've cut the corner at the end. I should have really got a corner cut warning or something there, but luckily the game was a little bit nice to me in this particular case. Look at how much we've managed to close up on Magnussen from just that one straight, despite us on Ferrari power compared to the Mercedes power of the McLaren. The amount of speed we're able to carry through onto the Kemmel straight has resulted in us closing the gap to 5th place Magnussen. Let's hopefully make this a clean move. We have had a couple of incidents before, as I've mentioned. Gone down the inside into Rivage, and we're now up into 5th place. That is crucial for us if we want to make use of these fresh tyres. Cutting to the end of the lap, we're very close to Jenson Button, but he's peeling off to make his pit stop. So let's see whereabouts we will come at, where we will feed back in once these guys have made their pit stops. We're up to 3rd, we're now up to 2nd. Looks like we have jumped Hamilton at the pit stop. There must have been a mistake by Mercedes to pit both cars at the same time, because it looks like that's Rosberg in front of us that has rejoined in the lead of the race. We're going to stick with this for now to see how much we can close the gap, because of course the AI seemed to struggle on the opening lap with the new fresh tyres. We've once again cut the corner of Eau Rouge, but once again get away with it. But let's see how we're reeling in Rosberg. I think we're a lot closer than what we were prior to the Eau Rouge. We're going to come into Les Combes now. Look how much we've managed to gain on Rosberg. That's how much he's struggling on these fresh intermediate tyres. I don't know what's going on with the Mercedes. They should really be up to speed by now. But look how much we've managed to close the gap on Rosberg. We're going down the inside into Rivage, possibly for the lead of the race. We have them. We've taken taking the lead. It's a possibility for our third race winner of the season. Go and watch the other videos to find out which other races I've won in this career mode. We're now cut to the end of lap number 9. We have pulled a bit of a gap over Rosberg. We've once again set the fastest lap of the race. But this race win is not guaranteed. Rosberg is only 3.5 seconds behind us on circuit with 2 laps remaining. We never know. We could make a very bad mistake in these treacherous conditions. We're now cut towards the end of the lap, and you'll know. You notice I'll eat my words here. But look at this. I'm looking at something. But don't pay attention. I've just gone off onto the grass. That's how close we are to possible success or failure in this race on this circuit during the wet conditions. But fortunately for us, as the tyres had started to fade and Rosberg began to close the gap back on us, it is the final lap, and we're going to come home and take our third win of the championship, celebrating prior to the checkered flag there.
It's a win for Felipe Massa after another sublime performance by the Brazilian driver brought home the Williams in first place.
I don't think so, David Croft. Jules Bianchi actually won this race today. Confirmation of the results from the Belgian Grand Prix. Jules Bianchi was first, Rosberg in second, Hamilton finishing in third. Massa was all the way down in fourth. It's disappointing for him considering he started from pole. Sebastian Vettel in fifth, beating Daniel Ricciardo in sixth. Bottas in 7th, Raikkonen in 8th, Jenson Button 9th, and Nico Hulkenberg in 10th. I don't know what happened to Fernando Alonso. Something must have happened. Either he got a penalty or something like that. I didn't see anything from the replays. We're going to see what the rest of the standings look like. And it turns out Alonso actually retired from the race. Max Chilton coming home in 20th place, finishing ahead of Marcus Ericsson. It's a bit of a disappointing result from his perspective, but what can you do sometimes? Anyways, let's have a look at what the championships look like. Well, we are still in second place, 44 points behind Hamilton, so the title race is still open to us. We could possibly win the championship, but I think there's a couple of circuits that are coming up which do definitely suit the Mercedes over Marussia, with high downforce and high powered circuits such as Monza coming up, and also Singapore and Suzuka. So we'll have to see about that, but we're going to cut to the Constructors' Championship now. And Marussia are still in third place, 21 points behind second place Red Bull, and 29 points clear of fourth place Williams. So that race for second is very competitive right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this race and this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. I really must apologise for the delays in these videos. I have been recording these, so I've actually very nearly finished the series via the recordings, but it's just getting the time to edit and then upload these, combined with my university life. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next race, which is the highest powered circuit on the calendar, and that is Monza.